Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Christina and this is my backyard organic garden. If you've seen any of my videos before, you know this is not actually my backyard garden. This backdrop is a little bit different. This is more kind of up on the hill away from our garden, but I have an exciting project I want to share with you today. We are putting in irrigation. We are doing that for a very special new project that I'm super excited about, and I'm so excited to share it with y'all, which I will probably do in the next video. But this video is going to be about the actual irrigation itself. My dear handy husband has volunteered to cut into our main water line, which is a huge risk. Y'all, if you're not familiar with doing this type of work, if you're not familiar with the risks of doing this type of work, then please don't do this at home. You know, it's probably going to be less stressful and cost less money to actually hire a plumber or someone who can come out and do this for you if you need this done. But if you have a little bit of handyman work or handy woman work under your belt, then by all means do this, you know, and that's kind of where we're at right now. But anyway, so our water line itself, we live in the rural country of South Arkansas. So we have a water well, and our well, it actually used to be an oil well, which I didn't know that until just recently, and don't ask me how in the world they converted it to a water well, but that's kind of where we're at. Our water well is like hundreds of yards away from our house. So it runs in a 2-inch diameter PVC pipe about 3 feet under the ground surface to our house. And my husband built this fence, probably about a 2-acre fence. He did cut off the corner of it this spring for whatever reason. I know why he did it. It's because he needed better access, like a low spot in the ditch to drive up from our road to the actual field itself. So that's why he cut it off. But anyway, he built this fence pretty much by hand about four or 5 years ago. We had, that's about 3 or 4 years ago. We had a couple of dogs. You know, this was their enclosed area because we live in a very vast kind of open space. We have pastures, and then we have woods, and then in the woods we have coyotes and wild hogs and things like that. So we kind of needed a protective space for the dogs, but we don't have our dogs anymore. So that's why I am choosing to put our gardens in this type of enclosure, because for one, I don't have to worry about, the dogs digging in my garden. And then two, I need a protected space for my garden from the deer, the rabbits, the animals, which actually, let's backtrack. This fence is not keeping out any deer or rabbits, but it will hopefully deter hogs and things like that from digging in my garden. At the top of this hill of this fence back here is our main water line. My husband on Saturday morning got up, went to the rental place, and he rented a trencher. We were able to rent it for about $80, which was only a half-day charge, which was really great. It was so worth the money. But he went first thing Saturday morning. The trencher itself was on a trailer from the rental place, so he just hooked up the back of his truck to the trailer and brought it home. He trenched where we had marked where the water lines were going to go, the new water lines, and then we loaded it back up and had it back in just a couple of hours. So that's how we got the half-day charge on Saturday. And like I said, it was only $80, so that was a huge help. Late morning, we took the trencher back and we went and got all of our supplies that we needed, PVC wise, galvanized tubing, all the couplings, all the glue and things that we needed for extending this water line. Long story short, we finally dug up where the actual water line was. Hey, okay, so we definitely do not recommend doing this. This is probably the hottest day of the year, of summer, and we really are trying to get this done. So we only had about 3 hours until absolute sunset, you know, darkness outside. So we came out here to try to dig up this water line. And we've been working, almost dying. As you can tell, I'm like a sweaty mess. And I think we've kind of switched courses, and now we're going to use the backhoe. So let's see how it goes. Let's hope that we don't hit the water line or the electrical line, because those would be really bad. And yeah, so here we go. I think I'm jumping ahead, because we didn't actually do this until the next day, till Sunday, because we knew that once he cut the water line, that he had to have everything put back in place and everything working again before the end of the day. And we didn't want to do that Saturday night and then not have any water Sunday morning. So on Sunday, we, like I said, he cut into the water line, put it in his little assembly of pipes.
Generally the electrical is not going to be running the same trench as the water. That would not pass code in most ordinances. But I did not do this. This was here when we moved in, and we are in a rural area, so I guess that's how they got away with it.
He teed off of that, and we did one pipe going this direction, which we just capped off. That's for the future if we ever need water on that side, if we have livestock or something like that, because right now we don't have any livestock at all. But I would love to have a dairy cow. And then we teed off on the other direction, and that is where he put in a spigot, a water spigot for me for my new project. And I'm super, super excited about it. And so now we are just left with the actual ditches and the trenches that need to be filled in with dirt. And so that is my job today. Whew. All right, y'all, that was hard work for me. It's probably 90 degrees Fahrenheit. It's supposed to be the high today, and probably 50–55% humidity. This is actually way better than it was the other day when we were actually out here trying to dig these ditches. There's a little bit of a breeze. I did not get all of the ditches completely covered up. I probably won't be able to do that today. It's just a little bit too hot. I'm gonna make the smart choice and just take a break and get back at it probably tomorrow. I have somewhere to be this evening, so I'm not gonna mess up with those scheduled plans. It's better than it was. I hope it'll appease my husband. Cause he did get home from work yesterday and he was like, you didn't cover any of those ditches. I was like, oh. Kind of forgot about it because it's so far away from the house, and it's not something I really wanted to do. But anyway, so this is where we are at today, and we will get back at this tomorrow and see what we can do. I don't know if he wants to use the backhoe to try to cover some of this up or just back labor. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.